Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Steiner Kia here in Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this Niro. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 1.6-liter four-cylinder paired to a hybrid system and a 6-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 53 around town and then 54 on the highway, with power outputs being 139 horsepower and then 195 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see how it's kind of raised there in the center, and then you got the Kia logo down below. And then you guys can see here in the headlight area, and I like the kind of like squiggly design there with the daytime running light. And then notice how this trim's all blacked out. And putting it all together, I really do like the appearance of this. Coming around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 205/60, 16 in the front and over in the rear. And then you guys can see here with the wheels, you got this silver there, and notice how it's mostly closed off though for aerodynamic efficiency. But I like how they did black trim, so I know it kind of just creates some contrast. And then notice that the fender flares are actually painted black to kind of go with the theme. Same thing with the bodywork on the side. And then you got the two-tone design on the mirrors, and then notice the door handles are also body painted. And then here's your full side view with the Niro. And now taking a look at the key, we've got remote start here. As you can see, we've got our lock and unlock opening for the hatch here on the side as well. And popping into the back, you can also press that button to open it up. The Niro's a pretty small vehicle, but the cargo space here is actually pretty decent overall. And then underneath, you got even more storage as well, so that's another plus. And when you're all done with this, just press this button up here, and that will lower the hatch right back down. Pretty interesting taillight design here with the Niro, and you guys can see HEV and then all the rest of the badges here, and then we got parking sensors at the bottom. And putting it all together, let me know your thoughts on the Niro in terms of the design. Now taking a look at the door panel here, you guys can see we've got some like cloth padding down below, and I like how this goes into the handle. That looks really cool. And then here are the seats. So you guys can see we've got kind of like a multicolor situation, which again, and also look at the design there, it's pretty cool. But there's a quick look. And then legroom back here is, again, it's a small vehicle, but it's pretty good. Got a little storage pocket there, some vents in the back, and then headroom's good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, it's kind of like softer touch here, and then again you've got the cloth padding down below. All of our window controls here, and again look at the handle, how that goes to that. Mirror adjustments, the mirrors do power fold in, and they have blind spot monitoring. And look at the headrest here, and then you guys can see perforated all down the center with the seat. And look at the seat bottom as well. Power adjustments here on the side. And then notice we got this for the hatch, and then for the battery, and then notice for the stability control as well, all in that area. And then the steering wheel is manually adjustable. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, we've got really nice trim all around. Paddle shifters here on the back of the steering wheel, you get your drive mode select as well. Practical controls like your voice command controls, you got controls for the center stack, your adaptive cruise control as well. And then you can see the stalks there on the back. And then here's a quick look at the gauge cluster. So we press the pages button, it'll let us kind of scroll through some different menus, see different bits of info on the vehicle. And then we change the drive modes, and it's like sport mode. Makes it a little more aggressive. I like how there's just two modes, sport and eco. We do have a backup camera. Resolution with it's pretty dang solid. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time with this is really good. It's easy to use, and we got the EV tab there as well, which is cool because it shows us exactly what's happening with the system. This is cool with the dash. I like what they've done here. It's soft touch, but it's got like a cool texture to it. And then down below as well, just a lot of different design elements, and that's interesting with the glove box. It's like a button there. Looks a little bit more flush with the whole system. Anyways, you got the multi-function controls. Some people love it, some people hate it. So right now it's doing climate controls. I press this button and then it'll do the radio navigation controls and everything. So yeah, kind of interesting. And then down below we have our little charging area is what we'll call this. Engine stop start button, and then we have our shifter. Pretty normal. We do have heated and ventilated seats with this. Got parking sensors, this is for the camera, heated steering wheel. You got your auto hold, parking brake down below. And then you got some cup holder action. And this one has the over-engineered cup holders that like pop out when you push the button, which is always interesting. And then yeah, I mean, there's just decent space here in the center in general. And then we do have our little control here for the center. Pretty standard, and then cloth headliner. So here's a look at the window sticker, 2024 Niro. And you can see, well, it's an SX, but here is a little bit of a, I guess, detail on what's happening here. Anyways, $34,440 is the total MSRP, and dang it. Take two. Doo-doo-doo. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood, both the mirrors, dual glass bonding, both the rest of the rear, and well, we got to do a little spin-a-roni, and then we can officially start off. So I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below if you want me to review the other Niro powertrains. So plug-in hybrid, and there's the fully electric as well. Because right now, I mean, my plans are just to review the hybrid, if I'm being honest. But if you guys want to see more Niro content, then let me know. Ask. That's all you got to do. So, aside from that, seat comfort on this is actually pretty good. Engine popped on really quick. Now, this is the 1.6 liter without the turbo. For those of you that are wondering, because some people are probably like, man, why are the power outputs so low in the 1.6? Because, you know, most cars with the 1.6 have close to 200 horsepower, no hybrid. But it's no turbo. So it's kind of why things are a little bit different with this. There's another Niro. Do you get it? See? Because like when cars go fast, I think that's why they call it the Niro, is because Niro. It's not actually why they call it, but that's my reason. Yeah, it's comfortable. Ride quality's pretty good for being a smaller, you know, kind of like crossover type vehicle. Taillights look cool with the braking, actually. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But aside from that, let's kind of get up and move and see how this... Yeah, I mean, it seems like it moves at a pretty consistent pace, no problems. Semi-truck's going up the curb every time. Yeah, it's doing well. Doesn't feel, I mean, it doesn't feel particularly powerful. We'll say that. Good job over the train tracks though. This is, it's comfortable, the suspension's good. But it seems like the transmission's handling everything pretty well too. You know, this obviously has an actual, you know, torque converter automatic versus a... Or actually, I think if the 6-speed, this might be a dual clutch. I can't remember now. Let me know in the comment section below. I can't remember if this is the regular torque converter or a dual clutch. But the point I'm making is it's that it has gears versus, you know, a lot of these hybrids will have an eCVT, right? So they won't have any gears. But yeah, it seems like it's handling it all pretty well. Okay, so we're in sport mode. Get our acceleration. Oh, kind of a punch there. Better than I expected, honestly. Yeah, it does move. There's a big difference between eco and sport mode with this car, by the way. Big difference. But yeah, that moves. It moves better than I expected. So, summing things up, right? This is, you know, kind of a Prius competitor in a sense. Here's what I see as a plus with the Niro. Seems like a little more ground clearance, right? It's more of like an SUV type vehicle, so that's a plus, right? And then, you know, fuel economy is same as the Prius, right? So it's right there with the fuel economy. And feature-wise to price, it is less expensive than the Prius, so it's more affordable. The only downside is the power just doesn't feel quite as good as the new Prius is. I mean, it's got almost 200 horsepower. It's really punchy. So that's the only downside I can see to this is the power, but fuel economy's there. Price point is lower. It's got more clearance because it's more of like a crossover type vehicle. So if you basically want an SUV Prius, that's kind of what the Niro is. But let me know your thoughts.